Hey guys, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is gonna be something of a surprise for me because I just posted the Modern Renaissance Panda Palette update. You saw the title of the video. So this is the Panda Palette finale and then the new chosen palette to pan. So if you wanna see my progress on the Modern Renaissance and why I'm doing this finale so quickly after panning the last shade and just a why, but it's not to justify myself, it's just the reality. I don't like to push myself towards not being creative anymore or not loving my makeup anymore. So if you want to see my updates, then just keep on watching. Guys, if you love this look, this is gonna be up soon, and this is gonna be the second day of the 3 days before Christmas. It's a collaboration that I'm gonna do with a YouTuber right here. You can start to follow her. She's Rebecca Morgan. If you don't follow her, you're missing out. She's a project planner and she's amazing. I love her. I think her videos are calming. I love that about most of the YouTubers that I watch. I love Too Much Stash. She's calming and organized, and I love that about her. I love Hannah Louise Boston, calm, organized, and then a lot of creativity and a lot of straightforwardness and feelings. And then I love Rebecca because she's simple in the best kind of way. I love to watch her because there's nothing complicated about watching her. I feel like I'm always watching her when I'm doing my makeup, and she's sort of a companion, and that's true about all the YouTubers that I just mentioned. That's why I wanted to do a collab with her. So this is gonna be the second look of that collab. I don't know if I ended up that sentence at one point or another. I think I didn't. So the palette that I chose for this project pan was the Modern Renaissance. I was thinking as soon as I panned Real Guard, which was sooner than I was expecting. I was just doing orange smoky eyes after the update that I did because I was just so tired of the palette. I don't like having the amount of palettes that I own that I love and just using one palette. It just bores me to death. That's why I stopped doing project pans for a while, and the reason why I chose for palettes for project progresses was because I didn't want to just be stuck with one palette, and that's gonna still be the case. It was just that Real Guard was frustrating me because I didn't see any progress on it, so I started to use it more and more, and then I was bored with the palette. So it has progress because I hit pan on Real Guard. Even if it's tiny pan, it's pan. I have pan in every single shade of the palette. I stretched out the pan on Cypress Umber, and I know I will finish that eyeshadow. Same with those two, same with those two. I know that this one will be with a larger dip soon. And this is gonna be living permanently, mostly on my kit, because I need to finish this palette soon. It's a palette that I need to work on to finish because it's one of my older Anastasia palettes, and I don't want the formula to change. That's the reason why I started doing this. So the Panda palette for me is gonna change a little bit. I was saying that I wanted to pan every single shade in my collection, and that's still true, but I don't think that I need to pan every single shade for an entire palette every time I do a Panda palette, because that will take me years and I won't be able to rotate. So I want to put small goals. If I see that I can pan the entire palette, that will be amazing. But formulas are different, so I will choose the timeline or the project in the Panda palette depending on the formula and depending on the palette. So I will put a goal, for example, like panning 2 shades or panning 1 shade or panning 3 shades of this palette before rotating it, and that would be amazing for me. So just so you know, that's gonna be the Panda palette going forward, and on every finale I will announce the next palette that I will rotate. So I'm happy that I played with the Modern Renaissance. It was a forgotten item in my collection. I was using it on clients from time to time, and a few times I used it on myself before doing the Panda palette, but I was just forgetting about it. And this was I think on my 2015 or 2016 beauty favorites. That means that it's an amazing palette, and you can see that I've loved it. It would be pink if I didn't love it. It's just a completely different shade of disgusting. So I love this palette. I don't love it as much as when I got it because the soft glam was born, and that's the love of my life when it comes to Anastasia. so far, but I do love the formula. The Anastasia formula is the best formula for makeup artistry, I have to say. I love Natasha Denona for myself, and I love it on clients as well, but I adore the Anastasia formula on my clients. It's easy to work with, and the color scheme of the palettes, it's just like a breeze to work with. So I'm gonna hold true to what I said to you guys before. I'm gonna pan my Mario palette. And this palette used to be on my top 5. It's still on my top 5 because I love it so much. But I've fallen in love a lot more with Natasha Denona this year than any other formula. So the Natasha Denona shadows are basically my favorite for myself. And I love them on my kids as well, but the ABA shadows are my favorite for my kit. They are just easy to work with. The cohesiveness from every palette is just a game changer for me. So yeah, I chose the Master Palette by Mario, and on this one the goal is gonna be to pan in every shade because I have only 3 shades left. These are gonna be harder for me to pan in a way because the Claudia shade is a blue shade. Then this one is a green, and this one is just my least favorite from the palette, which is Hollywood, and it's a light shade of gold. So they're all wearable, which means that I can easily pan them in a way, but they're not neutrals, all of them, because the Bronx and Claudia are a green and a blue. So that's gonna be my goal for this palette, and I'm hoping to expand the pans in all of the shades. I'm gonna do a close-up. And if I can finish one before panning all the shades, I would be happy with that. And I know that this palette I will keep using until I finish it. It used to be something that I didn't want to use because it was the Master Palette by Mario, limited edition. I realized that he's not gonna do the collab again, and they're not gonna come up with the same palette again, sadly but true. So I need to get over that fact and either use my palette before it goes bad, or don't use it and let it go bad. Those two things that can happen to the palette will end it anyway. So I prefer to use it instead of it going bad and then I won't be able to use it either. Yeah, this is one of my top palettes from my collection, but it has just lost its place due to Natasha Denona. So this is my Panda palette project now. This is gonna be the intro. I will take pictures of the palette so that I can show you on my next update. I didn't do that for the Modern Renaissance because I didn't have any changes from the last update to this one. It was a small change in Cypress Umber and Burnt Orange and even on Vermeer. But the only change that really needed to be seen was that Real Gar has been panned. And that's it, you guys. I hope you enjoy. I know you guys love the Panda palette videos so much. So let's just see how it goes for the Master Palette by Mario. I'm hoping to heat pan on it pretty soon. And then I'm thinking about switching formulas and doing a different project for the next palette. So before we go, don't forget to subscribe. Put something related to, let's see, to Hollywood as an emoji today. Whatever it is that comes to your mind when it comes to Hollywood, since that's the name of one of the shades that I need to pan, then just put it down below as an emoji if you watch the entire video. And that's basically it, you guys. I love you, and I guess I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.